Hello and welcome back to another episode in A Year Gardening. Well, this morning I'm out in the front garden just doing a little bit of weeding, very therapeutic little job. And this is the area where I planted all those daffodil bulbs just a few months ago, and they're coming through quite nicely, and we'll have a little look at those in just a second when I pull off. I'm just going to finish weeding this area. There's a few little jobs I'd like to show you today, and we're going to have a look at the new electric down in the garden and the lighting in the greenhouse. So lots of things to get on with today, but I'm going to carry on with just getting these few weeds out. Well, as you can see, the daffodils are coming through quite nicely. Got quite a few tips just coming through here, and I'm very pleased with the fact that they're coming through. It's possibly a little bit early, but fingers crossed they're going to give us a really nice display in the spring. Well, it is nice to catch up on bits and pieces around the garden, and I'm just going to start some tidying up around in the memory garden and just cutting back on a few of the plants that have now gone over. And then I saw just here, you may remember a few months ago when I planted the Albricias, and they're in flower now. I've got a couple of little bits of grass just coming through here which I just need to take out, but I'll carefully go down underneath those, find the root of the grass and pull that out. And there's another clump just along here and a clump further along, so that Albricia is going to spread over this wall and really give me some nice character. So I just thought I'd share that little bit with you. Next little job I've got to do is do some weeding along the bank of the stream. As this all starts to settle in and take shape, I've got to make sure that I keep the encroaching grass and the weeds down on here, because I've got a lot of work to do just to finish off the top of this border and to actually get the plants out later to finish this off. So I've got to keep on top of this, and so where the grass is just settling itself through, we've got to take this out. We can't afford it to be encroaching on the other plants, so I'm just chucking all this into the wheelbarrow, and this will find its way onto the compost heap. And then I'm going to bring some more multi-purpose compost mixed with some topsoil and replenish this area here. Just going to make sure we get a lot of this out, because I want this to be quite a nice looking edge here. It will natural fly itself. We've got a rather nasty dandelion down in here, so we need to get that one out as well. I'll get this right out of the ground. And there's just a hell of a lot of root there, so I think we'll put all of that down to compost. Remembering this was all grass here, this is going to take a fair bit of work, so I think what I'll do is I'll be replacing this soil with soil from the vegetable garden, and then that will enable me to have a much cleaner soil without any of this root in here. And then once this has been down on the compost heap for a while, obviously that will break down and we'll be able to reuse it, so nothing is ever lost. So this is going to be quite a job to do here, so I think I'll crack on with this for the next couple of hours and just enjoy myself. As I said, clearing an area is very therapeutic, and I really enjoy it. Well, that's all I can get done out here for one day. The light is now going on me, but generally a vast improvement on this area here, and I'm very, very happy with that. So as the light is going down, I think it's time I took you indoors and showed you inside the greenhouse. Now we've got some power in there and I've got some light. Well, welcome to the newly lit greenhouse. And so I've got my hanging baskets that are still doing their business, so to speak. My geranium pots up and down here, and we're going to keep these going through the winter, give us some nice colour and some warmth and some happiness over these rather dark and dreary winter months. Now, I managed to get this strip light here from the local Home Bargains for just £6.99. Now what a bargain that is, because it lights this place up fantastically and allows me, when I come home from work of an evening, to come down here, potter around, water the plants that need watering, tidy up, have a bit of a clean up, and just to be with these beautiful plants. So I'm very, very happy with that. So the electrician came down, he's put in a double waterproof plug socket over the back here, so I can play the radio, I can run the pump for the stream, I can have the heater on if I need it on, and I can have the lights on. So it's a really, really useful thing for this end of the garden. The great thing also is that when I'm working in the vegetable patch, and if I need to use the strimmer or the rotavator or various other items of garden equipment that run on electricity, I can now just plug in to the greenhouse and work in the vegetable garden. So I'm very, very happy with all of that. So, well, what else can I say but things are moving on in leaps and bounds, and the garden is really, really moving forward. And I think that's time for me to sum up for the day. Well, here we are at, well, what's the time now? 9:15 at night, and I'm down in the greenhouse. And it's lit up very, very nicely. Now, I have made this particularly a short show, and the reason for that is that it's basically a maintenance time of the year. But in the next show, we're going to be going through the cleaning, tidying, sharpening and preservation of our tools for next year, because the great thing is I could not do this in the spring of last year because we didn't have any power and I could not light up the shed, but I can do that this year. So I will have some lights in the shed, and I will show you the process I go through for the cleaning of the pots, the tools and everything else. Now today we've tidied the front border where the daffodil bulbs are coming through exceptionally early, and been down to the stream and started to tidy the bank through there. And I've shown you those lovely arborvitaes. Now those are really, really looking very, very splendid. And I've also introduced you to my new electric greenhouse, which is going to allow so many of the things that I want to achieve to actually happen. So we're now, what is it? Oh, yeah, we're halfway through November now, aren't we? It was the 13th. So, well, the 13th is tomorrow. But, hey ho, that's halfway through the month of November. And we're getting very, very close to the end of the year. But there's still loads of things to do in the garden. And my plants that are growing on the shelf behind the camera at the moment are looking exceptionally well, and my overwintering plants in here are going to give me some joy and some colour during these rather harsh winter months. And I say that not advisedly but very, very carefully, because I do think we're going to get a fairly harsh winter this year. However, that being said, that's it for episode 28. Apart from to say, if you're watching Laura Louise, I think we will have the stream up and running in perfect condition, ready for you just about Easter time. And Easter is going to be very, very early next year. I believe it's around about the 1st or 2nd of April. I haven't checked my calendar, but it's a very, very early Easter. So we will get the stream going then, and I hope you're going to be able to come round with your mum and your sister and just have a lovely day with me when we really get that stream turned on properly for the first time. So that just leaves me to grab a little glass, as I do, and just leaves me to say, week 1 of lockdown is gone. There's another 3 weeks to go, but whatever happens, take care, stay safe, be kind. Cheers, happy gardening, bye for now.